Let's make friends with abandonment. This is a core wound that so many people are holding on to. Abandonment was not introduced to you for you to hold on to it, for you to allow it to rob you of your life. Abandonment was presented to you to teach you something and then allow it to be processed and released. Today, you are retrieving that part of your energy that has been under entrapment by the energy of abandonment. The part of you that wants to be seen and heard and loved will be able to be retrieved. Stay with me until the end of the video. You will receive the codes that you need in order to process and release and transmute this particular energy. Once we learn this lesson, we have to embody what we have learned. So keep that in mind. Abandonment makes you believe that there's a part of you that is missing and you need to obtain it through another person or even another thing. But most time, another person. You don't feel loved. You don't feel seen. You don't feel worth anything. You don't feel prioritized. A lot of times this wound started out when we were a child. A lot of us had parents who worked a lot, who were emotionally unavailable. A lot of us had parents, like I said, who worked a lot, and we were what you call latchkey children, where your parents were at work. So you went to school, and if you were like me, my mom was at work. I had a single parent, and so she had to be at work, and she had to work about 2 jobs. So she had to be at work early, and she got home late. Therefore, I had to get myself up for school, make sure that I was ready for school and didn't miss the bus. Lord, did I miss that bus every day, but that's another video. It was terrible. But I had to get myself ready for school, and this is from as long as I can remember. I would tell my children, I can only remember being an adult. I don't remember being a child. So I get myself up, get myself dressed, try to get on the bus, never get to the bus on time. And then when I got home from school, she wasn't there. So I had to get myself off the bus, get myself into the house, get myself some food, do my homework, do my chores, clean the house. I was the oldest, so I had to look after my brother and sister. So it was just on repeat, just like that, every single day. The part of me that needed to feel loved, seen, and prioritized, it was not there because my mom had to do what she needed to do to make ends meet. Well, that's just how it is. That's how a lot of us had to come up. And it's not their fault. It's just we have to be accountable for the energies that have been programmed into our energetic field. Well, this created abandonment because there's nobody there. There's nothing there. It's just me. So there's no one there to give me any attention. There's no one there to give me any type of emotional support. There's no one there but me. And then when my mom is off, she's tired and she's irritable because of the life that she has to live. She has nothing to give, never. So there's always just me. And so I grew up in this hyper independent energy. This abandonment wound, it makes it extremely hard to receive. And as a feminine woman, your natural energy is to receive. So that wounded my feminine energy. I don't know how to receive. All I know how to do is look out for myself. And I don't know how to feel loved because it's nothing there. And I don't know, all I know how to do is give the love out. Because as I said before, I was the oldest of my siblings. So I knew how to take care of them and take care of myself. I didn't know how to receive it. And oh my gosh, even when I had my awakening, I had to learn to receive. It felt so uncomfortable to allow myself to just feel loved and to just relax and allow myself to trust that my needs are going to be met. I didn't understand that. And I know a lot of you can relate to that who are hyper independent. That is a very deep abandonment wound. That part of you has been suppressed. You have abandoned that part of yourself that feels loved and feels prioritized and feels taken care of and feels chosen. And feels supported. It runs so deep. So all of my life, I was the giver. I could just give away. I had so much to give, and it was so uncomfortable for me to receive. Even when people would try to give to me, it wasn't good enough because I felt like I could give to myself and it would be sufficient. It was just, I had to really get to a place where I can relax in my feminine energy. And this abandonment wound also bleeds off into your relationship with Source. Some of you call Source God, some of you call Source Allah. There's so many different names for Source. However you choose to connect with the higher power, the Most High, whatever name you choose to connect to your God. But this abandonment wound, it bleeds off into that relationship. If you feel into the relationship of Source and you have not processed this abandonment wound, you will see that it is next to impossible to receive from Source because you don't feel like you can trust. And this is the feminine energy too, is being able to surrender and relax and know without a shadow of a doubt that your need and your wants and are taken care of without a shadow. And listen to that, what I'm saying, without a shadow of a no doubt whatsoever. You are convicted in your spirit that you're not abandoned. Feel into that for a moment. Just feel into your being and your relationship with God, Source. Do you truly feel like you really trust that God has your back? Honestly, when you sit and feel into your energetic field and you're at a crossroad, and because this is where Source, it tests me all the time, you can either be afraid and go with your original programming and try and chase your needs, try and chase the things that you need, try and obtain it by force or chase or whatever. Or are you able to regulate your nervous system and truly, without a shadow of a doubt, sit in your own state, in your own skin, and not be moved in your energy and say, I'm good. I know it. There is infinite possibilities. I don't need to do anything, which it brings me back to this scene in this movie. It was an Outcast movie. I'm going to try my best to link this scene in this video because it was such a powerful scene where the older lady and her children were in a desert or something, and they had no food, no money, nothing. And the children was saying to their grandmother, what we gonna do? We gonna die out here. And she said, God told me just to wait right here. And all of a sudden, the guy who is on Outcast, I don't know what his name is, but I'm gonna try my best to link. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it in this video. Because it's such a
morning, the good Lord sent me a message. He told me to drive and keep on driving until he told me to stop. And I did that. And then the good Lord told me to turn down this here dirt road and to stop right here. Amen. Then he told me to cut the car off and to wait. And that's what I've been doing. We've been waiting for almost 7 hours.
Wait for what?
I don't know. But then you
Take this.
wait for you.
powerful scene. And I always go back to that scene whenever I'm regulating my nervous system, when I know that I have to surrender and trust the process of life and not need to chase. Link back to, how is that relationship with Source? Is abandonment in the way of you being able to have a deeper relationship with your highest self, which is Source, God, your highest state of being? Are you still carrying those abandonment wounds from when you were a child, programmed into believing that you are not loved and supported and seen and prioritized? Feel into that relationship. And the next exercise I want you guys to do is, we're going to unhook ourselves. And what I mean by that is the attachments that we have accumulated amongst people due to this abandonment wound. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. For instance, if you have an attachment that you need love, so this is what we do. We'll say to ourselves, well, I don't feel loved, because abandonment, that's a part of the abandonment wound. So we'll try and go out and find someone to love us, so that we can feel love. In reality, we are the love. We just made that person a bridge to what we already have. So in reality, we had it all along. We just wasn't aware that it was there. So what we're going to do in our exercise is we're going to begin to unattach ourselves from people, especially. So go through your relationships, especially like your partner. It could be, I don't feel love, so I'm going to go get a partner, and that partner is going to love me, and then I'll feel love. Because I'm going to tell you something. As soon as that partner leaves you, all hell will break loose. That's where all that sadness, all of that, oh God, you think you're going to die because your ego believes that that person has taken a part of you. But when you have unattached yourself and realize that you are self-sustained, nothing is a bridge to yourself. You just decide to experience that particular emotion with that person. So they are not that thing. So that partner is not your love. You get what I'm saying? So in this exercise, I want you to imagine yourself unhooking. So you could imagine lines or cords coming from you. And on the end of the cord, there are hooks. And you are just unhooking your energy from that person. And you bring in that energy back inside of you. Because you have created an attachment through your abandonment wound. But now that you realize that you are not abandoned, you were only in an abandonment loop. So we are pulling back our energy, taking the hook, look at that hook, taking the hook from these particular people, places, and things, because we don't need them as a bridge to that particular emotion. You can choose to feel loved through yourself. You can just sit and feel loved through yourself, because that is what the abandonment wound wanted you to learn, is to stop abandoning yourself. Because as I said before, when you accumulated this abandonment wound, you began to try and fill that void within yourself. So this could look like people pleasing, people fixing, doing different things in order to not feel abandoned in different areas of your life. So instead of looking outside of yourself to feel these things, begin to be self-sustaining. Begin to prioritize your own needs first. This is so very important. This is what abandonment wanted to teach you, is to not abandon yourself. That means do not overlook how you truly feel to please someone else. Do not overlook your needs to please someone else. Stop abandoning your emotional needs and your physical needs. Prioritize yourself. Begin to choose yourself first. Every single decision, choice that you make in your life, before you make that choice, I want you to stop and think, who is this for? Why am I doing this? Who is this to benefit? Why am I doing it? Why do I feel that I need to do this? And if you stop and ask yourself this before you do something, if you are regularly a people pleaser or a people fixer, you will find that you are in a loop to where you naturally put other people before your own needs. And it is a natural thing that you do. You naturally abandon yourself. It's a natural thing that you do. So every single time you decide that you're going to do something, ask yourself, what do I need? What is best for me as a sovereign being? What is best for me as my highest version of self? What is best for me authentically? Not what do I need to do to feel safe, to please this person so I can get this, that. No. You are not, it is not your job to please people. It is not your job to fix people. It is not your job. Be an example, not an enabler. Say that again. Be an example, not an enabler. And if you are feeling the need to fix or please because you don't feel safe, like you're capable of obtaining certain things within your life, do some more deeper inner work, because there is no limit to what we can do. We are the open channels of source energy. There is no limit to who we are. So please go within and pull back your energy from these different attachments and know that you are chosen. If you were not chosen, you wouldn't be here. You are the number one priority. You are. But all of these things start with you. We can only give you. If you are abandoning you and not prioritizing you and not always choosing you, and you don't even have the assumption that you are chosen and that everybody chooses you, we have to give you what you are creating through you. So give yourself the permission to release this energy of abandonment. Feel into your sacral chakra, because that's where we hold that abandonment wound. Feel into your sacral chakra and feel loved and seen and sacred. You are loved and you are number one priority. But remember, as within is without. So you are creating through you. So it starts with you. So make the choice today to stop abandoning yourself. You are worthy and you are deserving of receiving the highest form of love. When we remember this about ourselves, it allows us to love one another freely, without attachment and without clinging to one another. Because remember, our relationships are based on alignment. So a person may be aligned with you one day and the next day they may not be. It has nothing to do with abandonment. So you have to get to a place where you're able to love unconditionally, whether they're with you or whether they're not. That's where being self-sustainable comes in. And you know that you're completely good no matter what. You're not latched on to anybody for anything because you're whole and complete all on your own. You're not abandoned. So when the process of the universe conspires to move someone out of your life and move someone else in, you're able to be open and allowing for that expansion to happen because you're not attached to any one outcome. So when you allow this abandonment wound to be transmuted into being chosen and whole and free, you're literally releasing yourself from a prison. You're able to love freely. You're able to navigate life without attachment because you're not feeling like a part of you is connected to a certain thing. You're able to keep your centered and keep all of your energy inside of yourself. And it creates the space for you to feel safe with prioritizing yourself and putting yourself first and not abandoning yourself for any or anything. Oh, before I let you go, please remember to subscribe. I do not want you guys to miss any of my content. And come back, drop a comment, sharing some ways that you have embodied this new state of being. Peace, guys.